Before you let somebody on the internet tell you about the best and worst neighborhoods in Macon, Georgia, you need to know something. Macon can change fast, and you can drive 3 streets, cross 1 major road, and feel like you entered a completely different housing market. So I'm not going to be lazy and give you a list that labels half the city as good and the other half bad. That's not accurate. And honestly, that's not how I help somebody spend $200,000 or $300,000 on a house. Instead, I'm going to show you the 5 Macon areas I would seriously consider based on different lifestyles. And then I'm going to tell you which areas may be the worst fit for you, even when the house itself looks absolutely fantastic online. Because in Macon, buying the prettiest house at the lowest price can be one of the most expensive mistakes. And hey, if we haven't had the pleasure of meeting one another yet, my name is Luke Smith. I'm your #1 resource on everything Middle Georgia. I relocated this area myself after getting out of the Army, and now I help people move throughout Macon, Warner Robins, Perry, Byron, Bonaire, Kathleen, and the surrounding areas. I also make money selling houses, okay? Don't report me, but I'm still going to give you the real on the local market. We're gonna talk today about the neighborhoods, which ones I would personally move to, depending on the situation that I am, right? My lifestyle, job, all that good jazz. And then I'm also going to tell you who these are for and who these aren't for. So let's begin with the Macon market itself. As of the summer of 2026, Zillow reports Macon's typical home value at roughly $176,000. Their recent median closed sale price was around $166,500, and Redfin's broader Macon bid data showed a 3-month median closer to $212,000. And that's a pretty big spread, but it doesn't necessarily mean somebody's numbers are wrong. Different websites use different boundaries, different property types, and different time windows. The lesson is that there isn't one Macon price. You can buy a smaller, older home below $150,000. You could have a solid established home somewhere in the 200s or spend well beyond $1 million in some of Macon's luxury pockets. So the question isn't what's the best neighborhood? The real question is which part of Macon matches the life you're actually trying to live? #1 is North Macon. This is usually where I begin when somebody calls me from another state and says they want newer construction, easier interstate access. Maybe they're talking about, nearby shopping, maybe a more traditional suburban setup. That good jazz, okay? Think with me for a second, places like Bass Road, the Providence area, portions around Zebulon Road, and the neighborhood stretching through Northwest Macon. You're close to I-75, you have restaurants that are so tasty, you got good grocery stores, you got medical offices, and a lot of your everyday errands concentrated all on this side of town. And you also find a mixture of established subdivisions. You got gated communities, you have really nice golf course neighborhoods, and you also have the opportunity for new construction. But stay with me here for a second. North Macon, quote, is not just one neighborhood. It's a huge description people throw around. 2 houses can both be marketed as North Macon while giving you completely different drives, different lots, different school assignments, homeowners associations, and resale competition. The stronger subdivisions can also command a noticeable premium over Macon's citywide median. And depending on where you land, you may have an HOA, you might have smaller lots in newer sections, or more traffic around Bass Road and the interstate during the busiest parts of the day. So who is North Macon best for? Those who love Costco, because Costco's coming here in 2027, baby. I'm so excited. But on a serious note, it's someone who values convenience, newer housing options, and easy access to I-75 more than downtown walkability or owning several acres. But who might hate it? Someone looking for a cheap historic house, a truly countryside setting, or a home where nobody can tell them what kind of fence they can install. #2 is the established Northwest, West Side neighborhoods around Wesleyan Woods, Rivoli, Idlehour, and portions near Forsyth Road. This is where Macon starts showing off a little bit, okay? You'll see mature trees. I love the good landscaping. You're gonna have larger lots. You're gonna have brick homes. You're gonna have a little bit of hills. We're gonna have some winding streets and houses with actual architectural personality. And some properties are modest established homes. Others are large custom homes that would cost an insane amount of money if you lived in Atlanta. And this area can make a strong fit for somebody who wants an established neighborhood without living directly downtown. You can still reach North Macon shopping. You can have Wesleyan College, downtown Macon. You still have not too bad of a commute to I-75 without feeling like you live in the middle of the commercial district. But here's the trade-off. Established usually means older. older roof, older plumbing, older electrical components, okay? You have older windows, older heating and air systems, and sometimes a whole lot of beautiful trees sitting directly over the house you're about to insure. Do not walk into one of these houses and see hardwood floors, beautiful crown molding, and forget to look underneath the crawl space, okay? That gorgeous house can hand you $30,000 in a list of projects that you're gonna have to do on the weekend before you finish saying, they don't build anything like this anymore. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. But seriously, I can't express this enough. I went under contract not too long ago with a couple who's from Florida that loved older homes. And we looked at 25 houses total, and we ended up going under contract on a house in this district. And I'm telling you what, beautiful, just gorgeous. But after we got the home inspection back with the galvanized plumbing and all of these issues that we had, I mean, looking closer to $80,000 to $90,000 worth of renovations. And it had a smaller kitchen, right? Didn't even have a pantry. This is an older home. Character was amazing, but you know, it's expensive. You gotta have the money for it. And like I was saying, they don't build them like this anymore. They don't. And sometimes that's fantastic. And sometimes there's a reason they changed. This area is best for the buyer who wants character, they want a larger lot, and they want more established setting. But it may be your worst fit if you want a brand new everything, a minimum yard work, or predictable maintenance expenses. And when it comes down to maintenance, you have to understand something. Your roof, water heater, HVAC system, you're gonna have lawn care, you're gonna have pest control, you're gonna have to worry about all of your different stuff when it comes down to on top of your monthly payment. You're gonna have to pay for electric, you're gonna have to pay for water, you're gonna have to pay for trash. Things like your microwave, your refrigerator, your washer, your dryer, they break over time. You have to replace those. You really want to have a good maintenance budget. And also too, I have like all my free guides in the description below. I have stuff covering all that stuff. I'm here to help you. And if you need anything at all, my phone number is 478-888-7808. I'm a real human being. Shoot me a text, call me. We'll jam out on this kind of stuff. Number 3 is Ingleside in Vineville. Now we're talking about a completely different version of Macon here. This is the Macon people fall in love with when they visit it for a weekend. Tree-lined streets, historic architecture, bungalows, you have front porches, local businesses, the society garden, easy access towards downtown and Mercer University. Macon Bib officially recognizes Vineville as one of the city's historic districts, and Ingleside has its own strong identity tied to older homes and neighborhood scale businesses. This area has soul. But soul requires maintenance. You may run into historic district design rules depending on the exact property. You may find homes that have been beautifully renovated beside homes still waiting on their renovation. And you may have limited storage, older floor plans, narrow driveways, plaster walls, or a kitchen that made perfect sense in 1938 with no pantry. And the condition can change block to block. That doesn't make the area bad per se, but it does mean you cannot buy the neighborhood name. You have to evaluate the actual address. Drive the street in the morning, drive it after work, drive it on a Friday night, okay? Look at the neighborhood property. Check the public crime map. Verify the school assignment directly with the district. Review the seller's disclosure, permits, insurance history, if there's an inspection available that's been previously done on the house. That is how you research a house in Macon, not by asking Facebook whether a whole zip code is good. Ingleside and Vineville may be your best fit if you value architecture, personality, local businesses, and proximity to downtown. They may be your worst fit if you want a large modern subdivision house with an open floor plan and almost no renovation risk. Number 4 is downtown Macon in the College Hill area near Mercer University. If walkability matters to you, this deserves a serious look. Downtown gives you restaurants, coffee shops, live music, festivals, lofts, historic buildings, and access to Mulgee Heritage Trail. College Hill connects the downtown environment toward Mercer and gives you additional historic homes and residential streets near the university. This can be phenomenal for someone who wants to leave the house, walk to dinner, catch an event, and feel connected to what Macon is becoming. But I would not recommend downtown to everybody. If parking matters, if noise matters to you, the exact block matters. Loft living means that you may share walls, pay association fees, and have little or literally no private yard. A beautiful historic home near downtown can also come with the same renovation and maintenance concerns that we just discussed. Only now, you may have more activity around you. So if you work from home, need silence, you got like 3 large dogs, you want, let's just say, a giant workshop and become irritated when somebody parks near your house, downtown may not be your puppy. But for the buyer who wants culture, you want restaurants, you want events, in a more walkable lifestyle, this may be one of the most interesting parts of Middle Georgia. Number 5, this one's wild, okay? Lake Tobesofkee area. Lake Tobesofkee, I'm gonna spell it for you because when you go and drive and see a yard sign, you won't have any idea. This is sad. I gotta look up how to spell it. Tobesofkee. Some wild names around here. Lake Tobesofkee covers nearly 1,800 acres and has about 35 miles of shoreline. There are 3 parks with beaches and access to swimming. You have fishing, boating, camping, and other outdoor activities. And yes, you can find waterfront homes that make you forget you're still in Macon. But not every home near the lake is $1 million waterfront property. The surrounding area includes everything from modest houses to large custom homes, acreage, gated subdivisions, and homes tucked farther away from the water. This can be a fantastic fit if you want space, you want boating, you want fishing, or quieter setting west of the city. Now, let me give you the part the pretty lake frontage won't. Your drive matters. Pull the route from the actual house to your job at the exact time you'll be commuting. Some lake area properties may use septic systems or wells. Waterfront homes can bring additional insurance, dock, erosion, drainage, and maintenance questions. And you also need to verify whether a property is in a flood zone instead of assuming the listing agent already handled it. That's more money for insurance. Lake Tobesofkee may be your best fit if recreation and space sit near the top of your list. It could be your worst fit if you want to be able to reach downtown, North Macon, or the east side in 5 minutes every morning. And now let's talk about the phrase everybody clicked for: the worst neighborhoods. I'm not going to point at a group of people living in Macon and declare that their neighborhood is bad. I think that's lazy. It can also create fair housing problems when agents start describing who supposedly does or doesn't belong somewhere. What I will tell you is where buyers make their worst decisions. The first is buying solely because the price is low. Macon has older homes in parts of the east, south, and west Macon that can look unbelievably affordable. Some could be opportunities, okay? Some could require major structural, electrical, plumbing, roofing, or just environmental work. A $75,000 house with $60,000 in repairs is not automatically more affordable than a $150,000 house that's ready to move into. The second is bad decision in treating an entire zip code as one neighborhood. Macon does not work that way. One zip code can include completely different streets, different housing types, price points, and even conditions of that property. Third is buying a historic house when you don't actually want an old house. You may love the pictures, you may actually hate owning it. Funny little side story, I just showed somebody a historic house last week. They're under contract on a brand new construction. They said they would never move into a new construction. The deal was too good. There's options here. And if you need help with those options, again, all my contact information is in the description below. We can talk about that. I can go out and videotape properties for you. We can go and look at them together. Now, the fourth is buying near the lake because you visited on a Saturday afternoon, then discovering your weekday commute makes you miserable. And the fifth is assuming North Macon is automatically the answer because that's where somebody online told you to look. North Macon's popular. That does not mean that it's automatically right for your budget, your drive, or the kind of home that you want. So here's my honest verdict. For suburban convenience and newer options, begin in North Macon. For established homes, mature lots, and access to both North Macon and downtown, go ahead and explore Wesleyan Woods, Rivoli, Idle Hour, and the Forsyth Road corridor. For historic charm and local personality, look closely at Ingleside and Vineville. For walkability and entertainment though, consider downtown and College Hill. But if you want water recreation and more breathing room, explore Lake Tobesofkee. But do not choose based on my list alone. Choose the actual address. That is the takeaway I want you repeating to your spouse tonight. In Macon, the right decision is made house by house, block by block, not zip code by zip code. And if you're moving here and you want my relocation guide, comment the word Macon below and I'll send it to you as a thank you for watching. No strings attached. And when you find a house, just go ahead and send it to me. Shoot it to me in a text message. I do not care whose name's on the sign. I'll give you the honest local take, help you evaluate the street, pull the comparable sales, and I'll tell you what I would be concerned about before you spend your money. And if I think it's overpriced, I'll tell you. If the commute doesn't match what you told me, I'll tell you. And if I believe another area fits you better, I will tell that to you as well. you can shoot me a text at 478-888-7808. Whether you're moving next week or next year, I'd love to help you feel comfortable and confident through the entire process. It would be an honor to serve you and your family. In the next video, I'm breaking down the real pros and cons of living in Macon, including the stuff most relocation videos conveniently leave out. I'll catch you on the next one.